The science classroom at Greenfield High was alive with energy. Students chatted animatedly as they prepared for the day's lesson. The walls were adorned with posters showcasing various scientific achievements and projects, but today, all eyes were on Mr. Thompson, the dedicated science teacher, as he set up his presentation. "All right, class, settle down," Mr. Thompson called out, his voice commanding but friendly. "Today, we're going to talk about something that's affecting our world in a big way: plastic pollution." Emily Carter, a passionate and curious sophomore, sat at the front, her notebook open and pen ready. As Mr. Thompson began his lesson, she was captivated by the startling images of polluted oceans and wildlife entangled in plastic waste. Her heart ached as she saw pictures of sea turtles with straws lodged in their noses and birds with bellies full of plastic debris. "Plastic pollution is a global crisis," Mr. Thompson explained, his tone serious. "Every year, millions of tons of plastic waste end up in our oceans, harming marine life and disrupting ecosystems." Emily's mind raced with ideas on how she could make a difference. She scribbled down notes furiously, her determination growing with each passing slide. By the end of the lesson, she knew she had to take action. After class, Emily approached Mr. Thompson with a determined look. "Mr. Thompson, can I talk to you for a minute?" "Of course, Emily." "What's on your mind?" he replied, sensing her urgency. "I want to start a recycling project here at Greenfield High," she declared. "We need to do something about this plastic pollution. If we start small, maybe we can inspire others to make a change too." Mr. Thompson was impressed by her passion. "That's a fantastic idea, Emily. But you'll need more than just enthusiasm to make it happen. We'll have to present this to Principal Harris and get her approval." Emily nodded, her resolve unwavering. "I'm ready for the challenge." The next day, Emily and Mr. Thompson found themselves sitting across from Principal Harris in her office. The principal listened intently as Emily outlined her proposal, her voice steady despite the nervous flutter in her stomach. "I understand the importance of environmental stewardship," Principal Harris began, "but we have to consider the feasibility and funding of such a project. How do you plan to implement and sustain it?" Emily took a deep breath and presented her research and preliminary plans. "We'll start by placing recycling bins around the school and educating students on proper recycling practices. We can organize workshops and collaborate with local businesses for support." Principal Harris remained skeptical but saw the passion in Emily's eyes. "All right, I'll give you a trial run. If you can demonstrate initial success, we'll consider expanding the project." Emily's face lit up with a smile. "Thank you, Principal Harris. We won't let you down." During lunch hour, Emily, with the help of Mr. Thompson, gathered a group of interested students in the school cafeteria. The noise of students chatting and laughing filled the air, but Emily's voice cut through the din as she made an impassioned plea for their support. "Everyone, we need to take action against plastic pollution. Our school can lead by example. Join us in making Greenfield High a greener place." Her best friend Sarah was the first to step forward. "I'm in, Emily. Let's do this." Tech-savvy Michael followed. "I'll help with the tech side of things. Maybe we can create an app to assist with recycling." Jake Miller, the school star athlete, overheard the conversation but remained indifferent. He shrugged and walked away, uninterested in what he saw as just another school project. A few days later, the school auditorium was filled with students for a special assembly. Emily and her team stood on stage, ready to present their recycling project to the entire student body. They had prepared a compelling slideshow and shared personal stories about the impact of pollution. "Did you know that every piece of plastic ever made still exists today?" Emily asked, her voice echoing in the hall. "It's up to us to make a change." The presentation was met with mixed reactions. While many students seemed interested, there were skeptics and naysayers. Jake Miller sat with his teammates, exchanging skeptical glances. "Why should we care about recycling?" one student called out. "It's not like our school can make a difference." Emily stood her ground. "Every small action counts. Together, we can make a significant impact. On the school grounds, Emily and her team set up the first recycling bins. They faced immediate challenges as some students misused the bins and others showed apathy. Emily felt the weight of the project's success on her shoulders, but Mr. Thompson was there with words of encouragement. Remember, Emily, change doesn't happen overnight. Stay persistent. Sarah suggested organizing workshops to educate their peers. We need to show them how easy and important recycling is. Emily realized the road ahead would be tough, but she was more determined than ever to make a difference. With her friends by her side and the support of Mr. Thompson, she knew they could overcome any obstacle. The courtyard of Greenfield High buzzed with excitement as students gathered around the newly installed recycling bins. Emily stood at the center, distributing informational flyers with Sarah and Michael by her side. They had organized a small rally to mark the official launch of the recycling project. Remember, everyone, recycling helps keep our environment clean and safe, Emily called out, her voice brimming with enthusiasm. Let's make Greenfield High a leader in sustainability. Despite the team's efforts, confusion was apparent among the students. Some looked at the bins skeptically, unsure of what could be recycled. Emily noticed a group of students arguing over whether a pizza box belonged in the recycling bin. We need to address this, she whispered to Sarah. Let's organize workshops to teach everyone the right way to recycle. A few days later, the science lab was filled with students eager to learn about recycling. Emily stood at the front, her nerves masked by a determined smile. Mr. Thompson observed from the back, ready to support if needed. Welcome, everyone. Emily began. Today, we're going to learn about the recycling process and why it's so important. She used interactive activities to engage her peers, explaining how different materials should be sorted and what happens to them after they're recycled. Jake Miller, reluctantly attending at his coach's insistence, watched skeptically from the back. Emily held up a plastic bottle. Did you know that this bottle can take up to 450 years to decompose if not recycled properly? By recycling, we can reduce waste and conserve resources. Jake's skepticism started to wane as he saw Emily's passion and the positive response from other students. He began to see the potential impact of the project. Despite the successful workshop, Emily soon discovered that many students were still improperly disposing of their waste. In the cafeteria, she found recyclables mixed with trash, and the bins often overflowing with non-recyclable items. Why won't they just follow the instructions? Emily vented to Sarah, frustration evident in her voice. It's going to take time, Sarah reassured her. Not everyone is as passionate as you are. Jake happened to witness this interaction. He felt a pang of empathy, recalling Emily's sincerity during the workshop. He started to feel a responsibility to help make the project succeed. A pivotal moment for Jake came during a school trip to a local park. The group was supposed to enjoy a day outdoors, but the sight of litter scattered everywhere dampened the mood. Jake watched as birds pecked at plastic wrappers and ducks swam through debris-filled waters. Seeing the environmental damage firsthand struck a chord with him. He remembered Emily's words about the long-lasting impact of plastic waste and decided to get more involved in the recycling project. Emily, Jake approached her after the trip, I want to help. What can I do? Emily was surprised but welcomed his support. We could really use your influence to get more students on board. Let's start with promoting our new app. In the computer lab, Michael was busy developing the recycling app. The room hummed with the sound of keyboards and quiet discussions as the team brainstormed additional features. The app will scan barcodes to determine if an item is recyclable, Michael explained. It can also provide tips and reminders for proper recycling. Emily felt a renewed sense of hope. This could really make a difference, Michael. Great job. Jake offered to help promote the app. I can talk to the football team and other student groups. If they see the benefits, they'll be more likely to participate. With Jake's newfound enthusiasm, the project gained momentum. His popularity and influence encouraged more students to download and use the app. The school auditorium was packed for another assembly. Emily and her team had planned a creative campaign to keep the excitement alive. They unveiled a recycling competition and showcased art projects made from recycled materials. "Let's make recycling fun and engaging," Emily announced. "The class that recycles the most will win a pizza party, and we'll have a gallery of art made from recyclables." To everyone's surprise, Jake made a surprise appearance on stage. "I've seen the impact of pollution firsthand," he shared. "This project is important, and we all need to do our part." His endorsement boosted the project's credibility and energized the students. Participation increased, and the school's recycling rates began to improve. With the project gaining traction, Emily felt a sense of accomplishment. The road had been tough, but with the support of her friends and the unexpected ally in Jake, Greenfield High was on its way to becoming a model of sustainability. The school courtyard was now bustling with activity, surrounded by colorful recycling bins adorned with student-created artwork. Emily and her team stood in the center, reviewing the progress of their project. The transformation was evident, recycling rates had significantly increased, and the school environment felt cleaner and more vibrant. "Can you believe it?" Sarah exclaimed, her eyes shining with pride. "We've actually made a difference." Local media had caught wind of their success and arrived to cover the story. Reporters interviewed students and teachers, highlighting the positive changes at Greenfield High. Emily felt a surge of pride as she saw their hard work paying off and gaining recognition. "It's amazing what we can achieve when we work together," Mr. Thompson said, patting Emily on the back. "You've all done a remarkable job." A week later, Emily and her team organized a recycling awareness event at the local community center. The event drew a large crowd of students, parents, and local business owners. Workshops and activities educated attendees on sustainable practices, and the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Jake delivered a heartfelt speech about his transformation and the project's impact on him. "I never thought I'd care about recycling," he admitted, "but seeing the difference we can make has changed my perspective. This project isn't just about recycling, it's about taking responsibility for our future." The event culminated in a community cleanup drive, uniting everyone in a shared purpose. Families, students, and teachers worked side by side, picking up litter and properly disposing of recyclables. The sense of community spirit was palpable, and Emily couldn't help but smile as she watched everyone come together. Despite the project's success, an unexpected challenge arose. Principal Harris called an emergency meeting with Emily and Mr. Thompson in her office. "We've received news of budget cuts," Principal Harris began, her expression serious. "These cuts threaten the sustainability of the recycling project." Emily felt a wave of panic but quickly regrouped. "We can't let this stop us. We'll find a way to keep the project going." Mr. Thompson nodded in agreement. "We could organize a fundraising campaign. The community has already shown strong support, I'm sure they'd be willing to help." They brainstormed ideas to engage the community and secure the necessary funds. Emily proposed a fundraising event featuring performances, a silent auction, and booths showcasing recycled art projects. The school gymnasium was transformed into a vibrant venue for the fundraising event. Colorful decorations made from recycled materials adorned the walls, and booths displayed creative art projects crafted by students. The event featured performances by the school band, drama club, and dance team, drawing a significant crowd. Emily, Sarah, and Jake worked tirelessly to ensure the event's success. They greeted attendees, explained the importance of the recycling project, and encouraged donations. The community's response was overwhelming, with significant donations and pledges of ongoing support. As the evening drew to a close, Principal Harris took the stage. "I'm incredibly proud of our students and the impact they've made. This project has not only improved our school's sustainability but also brought our community closer together. Thanks to your generosity, we can continue these efforts." Emily's confidence soared as she realized the project's potential for long-term impact. The evening was a resounding success, securing the funds needed to keep the recycling project alive. In the school's community garden, Emily, Jake, and the team gathered for a reflective moment. The sun cast a warm glow over the lush garden, the air filled with the scent of blooming flowers and fresh soil. "Can you believe how far we've come?" Emily said, looking around at her friends. "It feels like just yesterday we were struggling to get people to recycle properly." Jake nodded, a thoughtful expression on his face. "This project changed me. I used to think recycling was pointless, but now I see how important it is. It's not just about reducing waste, it's about caring for our planet and each other." Sarah added, "And it's not just us. Look at how many people we've inspired. We've made a real impact." The characters shared their personal growth stories and how the project had changed their perspectives. Emily acknowledged her initial doubts and stresses, finding solace in her team's support. Jake expressed gratitude for the opportunity to make a difference beyond sports. The bond among the team members was stronger than ever, highlighting their journey from skepticism to genuine commitment. At a school assembly, the Sustainability Club was officially launched. Principal Harris commended the students for their dedication and announced the establishment of the club, ensuring ongoing environmental efforts at Greenfield High. Emily was named the first president, and she delivered an inspiring speech about the power of collective action. "We've shown that small actions can lead to significant change," Emily said, her voice filled with emotion. "This project started with a simple idea and grew into something much bigger because of all of you. Let's continue to work together and make Greenfield High a model of sustainability." The chapter closed with the team looking ahead, ready to tackle future challenges and continue their mission. As the assembly ended, Emily felt a sense of fulfillment and hope. The recycling project had left a lasting legacy, inspiring future students to take up the mantle and continue the journey towards a more sustainable world.